Good morning. I am out here waiting for my car to get fixed, and I decided that someone asked me about cinnamon. I posted two pictures, a video and a picture about cinnamon, and I really wanted to tell you a little more about it because someone asked me, like, how do I take cinnamon for anemia? I don't know anything about that. So it's cold out here in Virginia. I'm waiting for inspections and emissions for my car. So I figured I'd tell you a little bit more about cinnamon, and I'm going to post another small video and show the two different types of cinnamon. So you want to get the Ceylon cinnamon. Ceylon cinnamon is the best kind. It's from Sri Lanka. It's been used traditionally for conditions of the blood. They actually use it for like ceremonies to like bring love back into your life. It's a fiery food, right? So when I talk about fiery food, and I consider it, meditate on that, you're talking about how we relate to nature and how our personality. So anybody that's hyper like me has a lot of energy. I never run out of energy. I have to rest, of course, and then I get back to my highly energetic self. I have fast metabolism. I've never been able to gain weight, and I also have a problem with getting enough oxygen in my blood because when I'm highly stressed, I have a tendency to overwork, and so then my anemic condition makes sense to me because I'm like, okay, well, I need to make sure I slow down. So some foods that are good for anemics are cinnamon because it's a fiery food for fiery personalities. Most people that have anemia, they always complain about getting too cold. I've never gotten cold. I love the cold. I get too hot. My body runs hot. In the winter, you see guys, there's snow on the ground. My favorite part of the year, crazy, I'll walk outside with no shoes on because I run hot. So it's like your body tells you what you need, right? And I need cinnamon because I love sweet things. I'm not into very bitter things. So your temperament or your personality has a lot to do with what's good for you. That's how we deal with holistic or naturopathic medicine when you study Ayurvedic or you study Unani, which is actually Islamic medicine, which is older than Ayurvedic medicine, which comes from Hindu culture. Both of them are great. Anyway, you want to get the you don't want to get cassia cinnamon, and that's not very sustainable because it is high in coumarin, which is a drug. The drug name is warfarin. They use it for blood thinning. If you have blood clots or you have a hard time getting your blood through your arteries and stuff like that, they'll prescribe it for you. So you want to make sure you get Ceylon, Sri Lanka. It's another word for Sri Lanka cinnamon because that's really what's gonna be able to maintain the balance in your blood if you run hot. Now, if you run cold, you're gonna have to call me. I have a 20-minute counseling session on my website, marywellness.com, and we'll discuss your temperament, what you like, what you don't like. You might like bitter foods, you might like hot foods, and we can cater your diet, your spices, which are roots and barks like cinnamon and ginger, turmeric, or your herbs, which are your cilantro, your oregano. We got lots of herbs, flowers, and leaves of plants that and herbs are not just flowers, but they're actually leaves of plants. Seeds are herbs. Anyway, nature's got tons of stuff for you to try. You don't have to be bored with like, oh, I'm taking this every day. You can get creative. Anyway, cinnamon is the way I go. And also the greatest thing about cinnamon is not only because it's a fiery food, but it's high in iron, it's high in manganese, it's got calcium, magnesium, potassium, all those minerals that, and you're like, okay, how does this have minerals, like these minerals in it, right? It's like, it's not white, right? What calcium is usually like in white foods, like potato, well, it would be like milk, right? Chalk, calcium. Anyway, greens are high in calcium, right? Because the plant needs that to actually make the plant grow. And magnesium goes along with calcium, nerve function, muscle function, and that's in the middle of the chlorophyll molecule. So there's a whole system going on that you might not be aware of, which you have to learn about. That's why you have to stick with Chef Maryam and Mary Wellness. Get that Mary Wellness and learn about how plants are actually our foundation of how we live. Of course, we need them, and they were here before us. So to understand that cycle and to understand the benefits of cinnamon is very important for somebody with anemia, because that Ceylon cinnamon that's low in the coumarin, low in the blood thinners, but higher in your iron, magnesium, calcium, it's in the balanced amount because minerals compete. Minerals have to do with your balancing your blood like this. You don't want too much solids in your blood. You don't want to retain too much water. You want that nice electrolyte balance, meaning that you want your blood to flow properly, you want enough water in your system to get the nutrients through, all etc. And you want to be able to feel hydrated. You don't want to feel like your skin is your skin is dry, too dry, your lips are too dry, you're not having bowels properly, you can't speak right because your oxygen is not flowing because you're not getting those nutrients in the cell. You got heart problems, maybe some angina, your heart, because you get that, or stress, panic attacks. All that comes from lack of mineral balance, because you can't make the good hormones, you can't make the good get the nutrients into the cell. Your cholesterol might be high. Lots of stuff happens because of mineral imbalance. Okay, dehydration, kidney problems, all sorts of stuff, because you're not eating enough greens. You see greens every time I look outside. I'm like, why do we wonder what we have to eat? It's there, right? It's looking at us. It's telling us to breathe. We breathe, right? Right, so cinnamon is really great. It comes from a bark. I'm gonna say it again. Best one is from Sri Lanka. Take a tablespoon a day. Also, remember to get your iron-rich foods. I do a lot of black chickpeas. A doctor from Johns Hopkins told me to get lentils. I like red lentils because they're easy to cook. I can add my yams to them. I can add kale. I can add whatever I want. It's cold, so I like hot things in the cold because they keep me nice and comfortable. You want your greens. Don't listen to people telling you don't eat a banana. Those are good too. Sweet things for people like me who are sweet, okay? And get your cinnamon in your diet. And even the guys can take it, because anything is good for the woman is good for the guys. You just don't want to overdo it, and take what you're comfortable with. I've started taking my cinnamon and just putting it in my mouth and adding and drinking it down with water. I like the taste of it. It's a little spicy, but I like it. So this video is long, so I'm gonna stop. All right, Merry Wellness.